All right, good afternoon, and welcome to episode one of the Hot Take Central podcast. I am your host, Dallas, and I am here with my co host, Donny, and we'll be taking on NHL, NFL, MLB, life events, everything, but primarily sports focused. And yeah, over to you, Donny.
My name's Donny. I agree with Dallas. We're going to mainly sports, but space, politics, anything that pops up, it's going to be hard not to talk about it. So, whatever the flow of the podcast is, we're going to have a general storyline to kind of follow each time, but always tune in. There's going to be something new and exciting to listen to.
Exactly. We'll stick to the schedule, get to the sports, get everything top news of the day done, and then we have some fun. So
If they're talking
we
about
get
superconducting magnets, propulsion systems in space, it's some cool stuff to talk about, but fantasy first.
fantasy first. All right, so we will start off with the Edmonton Oilers. Donnie, I see some notes here. You want to share?
Oh, well, where do we even start with this team? I think we got to start with the main off-season question, Evander Kane, and the beautiful, magnificent Ken Holland magic he turned into Kane getting his same contract he made with San Jose, 4-year deal at $5 million, a top 20 forward in the league. The guy's shooting 40 this year. You kidding me? Amazing.
40. I think he's due for more than 40.
He gets more than
Foligno and
40.
McDavid wings.
We're
I
all
think
we're
he's
all padding the
well.
stats.
Yeah, I think he'll be mid 40s. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. A full
I think
year. I hope he gets some power play time on the top unit, or they just
he
roll
for
McDavid
sure.
Draisaitl for 2 minutes and then they sub out the wingers. But yeah,
How did we not see Chris Kreider tip in 20 last year and not go, hey, maybe like we have a guy that can do the exact same thing on our team. Maybe we should do
and
that on the power play.
he's
20 goals
bigger
on a
and
tip in.
stronger. Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
If you
dude, I
guys
had
didn't
him
see
in
that hand
fantasy
eye in the
last year, man.
playoffs, yeah,
Dude,
absolutely amazing.
wavered him. Y'all laughed at me.
Oh, he's absolutely amazing. Good for that
hmm
guy.
Big flex guy too, man. If you can have a guy who puts up near 50 as a flex, that's money
Absolutely
in the bank.
unreal. And then
Yeah.
a little bit
No.
more minor notes. Like most of the team was kind of set. We were watching Yamamoto's contract. We were hoping Yamamoto came back at a nice deal. We had a lot of comparables out in the league, but only 35 points last year, playing like some big minutes. 3 mil for 2 years, easy deal. I think that's
Too
a good.
easy. I mean, it
Oh,
balances out because he had a pretty good playoffs here. I noticed him. He was grind. He didn't play his size at all, and that's exactly what you want from a smaller player like that. Because if you compare it to
oh,
the
Yamamoto
Donny
gets out there.
Goudreau,
Yeah,
Goudreau gets points and stuff, but when it comes down to that playoff style hockey, he needs someone to
Yamamoto's
pave the
a
way for him.
toddler
Hence
on
why Kachuk
skates.
was a good fit. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Kachuk's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. That guy's just those Kachuk brothers are monsters.
Oh
But
yeah,
we
dude.
got hopefully a Finnish monster kind of stepping on that third line. Mr. Pool a party. We will see how UFC Puljujärvi does this year. It's a make or break year for that guy. I feel. I think not just in the Edmonton roster, but I think in a general NHL situation. He's never gonna have a better chance in
I
this team.
mean, I don't think he played bad last year.
He has great defensive 5-on-5, all that. He gets back, he hits, he
He
chases
has
pucks.
yam numbers, man. 36 points, 14 goals, 22 assists, 65 games.
Yeah, I think he was like top. I think he was top five on puck retrieval for forwards on Edmonton last year in defensive zone 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're on the ice, I think they're like +20 with Puljujärvi, where they're like a -4 with Yamamoto. Can't quote me on that. That was just some off the top.
Yeah, because the only problem I really had with Pulley last year and the years before was his skating, the balance and everything. Because
Not shooting on
I
his
would
legs.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. If
There will
Pugliarvi
be a
wasn't
stat
falling
count.
over, it wasn't a good shot for like a good year or two there.
We'll keep
But
note this year. I will
he
count every
he
single
looks
game.
smaller. He looks more in shape, and he looks like his hip surgery and everything is starting to fall back into place because he's looked pretty good
A
in the
lot of,
preseason. Given
a lot of
preseason, it's hard to judge, but I like the way he looked.
Yeah, preseason went pretty good for the team. I mean, there's a couple of surprising PTOs that came up in Demers and Vertanen. Sucks to see that neither have made the team, but those are some pretty competitive spots. So I think he kind of pushed the general roster a little bit more to fight for their
Mm-hmm.
position, knowing there's definitely guys knocking on the door
It's
anywhere
a
at any time.
win-win.
Yeah,
Win-win. You pay him nothing if he battles and wins a roster spot, then that's you sign him for league min. No way you're signing a PTO to over a mil, really. So yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like Edmonton's figured out. They released those two guys on their PTOs. A lot of waiver moves and sending Devin Shore, Tyler Benson, Broberg, Samurukov, and Niemelainen all in the minors. So it looks like Oilers going to be running 12 forwards this season in 6D. Ryan Murray is going to get that top 6 spot, see how he fits into it.
Yeah, until something moves on the cap, likely going to be Warren Fogle. Um,
Yeah, Warren
no
Fogel's
one
looking at that.
no one's overly safe, but we definitely need to free it up so we can bring up a couple more guys. Because
Yeah,
right now we have nothing. We have if someone's banged up, if they were day to day, they might be forced to play because you got to be on the IR or else you count to the cap. So we're really
or be a Mr.
really
Dylan
hoping.
Holloway and absolutely shock the world. He's like, I'm ready to play this year, boys. I got size, I got speed, I got position, I got skill. He looked amazing in the preseason. I know it's
Mhm.
preseason, there's a lot of hype, but fuck,
Oh,
he looked better than Nugent Hopkins. So I think we found a potential candidate for
Tyler Benson's
Draisaitl.
on the LTIR.
Oh, he's a LTIR.
Yeah, what happened?
Is this recent news or?
Well, I just checked Cap Friendly. I never seen anything. They
I don't
have him on
remember.
the
He
750.
didn't play a lot of preseason, so to be honest, Benson's really fallen out of my respect range. I think we've tried too
Well,
much with Benson each year, and each time he comes
like,
up,
he
he's.
just he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a good player,
Mhm.
but he's not quite there in a top six role, and I don't think he developed himself as a bottom six player. So it's a grittier role. I like see him getting into stuff, but sometimes it
He's
seems
not
like
that
he's just
guy.
punching a
Yeah,
guy into the face into the face at the wrong times, and he's just not finishing checks, and he just looks a little lost out there. And I don't know. I think there are teams that might fit into his style a little bit better than ours, but
well, we
I
still
don't
got
think
him.
we're
Well,
trading
hopefully,
anything for him.
that's at the injuries. If we get an
It'll be a
update on
package.
that somewhere. And then the last and the final piece that an Edmonton Oilers team has been missing for millennia is I'm 26 years old, and I have never seen a goaltender as qualified to be in a starting position as fucking soup. Mr. Jack Campbell.
As an
Dwayne
Oilers fan, I
Rolison, oh,
cannot tell you how happy that makes me. Like seeing someone in preseason who knew where the puck was and like you knew he was going to, catch it and like it's not a rebound 50-50, like it's not a heart attack because the playoffs. It was basically
he could see the
will Mike
puck.
Smith see the puck?
He
Yeah.
could. The difference now is we went from a blind goaltender to blind goaltenders. It's
Two,
crazy. No,
yes.
no
Yes.
tandem in the league had two blind goaltenders. And now we go to a stud in Jack Campbell, who was like 20-1 with Toronto whenever he took that position. Like, holy shit, absolutely stepped into his role in a death market of Toronto. And we got Mr. 6'6" Stu Skinner, freaking Hollywood mustache backing him up. Got 20 games out of that guy this season. Yeah, like we have a lot of options going forward. Like depth just got
Yeah.
through the roof on Edmonton.
Like, that's
Beautiful
the
moves.
same. Like, I think people are sleeping on Edmonton. We lost our dead weight, like respectfully so, in Smith,
Smith was great, but he wasn't.
and
He couldn't
Keith.
do. He couldn't do 50.
No, man, no. like I was, like remember we as soon as he got hurt, we're like, good. He would have played 60 because like Koskinen just I don't know, man. I've never seen someone so unathletic in an NHL uniform and so tall and just not be able to go cross crease.
The
Guy
Finnish
had no
ghost.
hip movement, man. Like I don't know. I'm nowhere near an NHL goalie, but
Best of
I've
luck in
watched a lot of
Nero.
NHL hockey, and that was tough. Yeah,
It's absolutely looking beautiful for Edmonton, though. I think it's going to be a good start. What we got Vancouver to start the season off with?
yeah. Tomorrow night,
Van
that'll
City.
be good. I mean, the building was already rocking in the last preseason game when they had Oilers had about 80% of their lineup in there.
Yeah, pretty much everybody played that final preseason game. The Yessi Han, or not Yessi Han. He looks European to me. This Hagelin kid, he had a great preseason, so maybe we'll see him sometime in the season. Him and Devin Shore definitely going to be getting some call ups. Brad Malone's going
Oh
to get
yeah,
that shot. It
for
looks
sure.
like on that bottom line with Fogle and Derek Ryan. Derek Ryan's a lock.
I
Beautiful
mean,
guy, top
I
penalty
li-
killer.
yeah, I liked him last year when he played a little bit there. He just literally looks like a grinder. Like it's just
Mm-hmm.
someone you need who can bang some bodies, be a bit of a tough
Yeah,
guy.
with no Archibald this year, it's going to be nice to have some gritty guys down deep. Good thing we got
Oh
Pugliarvi
yeah,
size
yeah.
with him and Fogel, so they might be shit
And
on the cap, but they're big.
it
Big
kind of
boys.
sucks that he didn't work out.
Ah, everybody pans out different ways. So I could be like Valerian Nichushkin, not panning out on Dallas, change it
I
up, go
guess.
score 30 or 20 some in Colorado and be an all star in the playoffs, win the cup. You
That's all you
never know
need.
what these guys. It's change of scenery is a big thing, and it sucks we're not going to be able to get a good package for either of them and what their potential probably could be otherwise. Gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to probably bite a bullet on one. Just how big is that bullet going to be?
Campbell's 30, by the way, but also
Soup?
yeah, soup. We have the average age is 26 for both our goalies because Skinner is 23.
Oh wow,
But
good bridge.
yeah, it's nice to see uh, 5.75 million there for attendees and not 8 mil and 5 mil that's
$10.5
going to the
carry
retirement home for
prize. My God.
dinner. It's yeah, no, it was
Oh,
quite interesting. And yeah, I don't know if you mentioned Murray, but it feels pretty good to have him because I was really upset when the Oilers took Yakupov because like I was excited, but I was young, so I didn't know if I watched his junior highlights and like
no,
man, he
I've
did
liked
not
Ryan
look
Murray.
good. I like Ryan Murray too. He was injured a lot, but it kind of goes full circle. I believe we should have got him.
Yeah,
That
why
we
not
did.
give him the chance? You know, it's Line and Dubois. They had that same kind of feeling. They wanted the other. They made that swap. For Edmonton, they wanted either or, and they get the one guy. Well, they get both guys, I guess.
Well,
Pugliarvi and
exactly.
Murray.
And, like he's 29, so he's
Not
still
Pugliarvi.
in
We
the
had
prime.
Yakupov. Completely distant memory.
Yeah, dude, that was.
You know what? After the
If the
Yakupov,
draft is rigged, I wish they would have waited another year and gave us like Barkov or someone, man. You know what?
uh,
I won't talk any shit because up to 20 anything leading up to 2015, I hope it was bad because that led us to McDavid. Anything after that, now we can criticize. We
Barzal,
have
Griffin,
you
Ryan
know,
Hart, Matthew Kachuk, all that
yeah, that was
stuff.
a tough one.
Hey,
Yeah,
new year, new us, new vision. Conference final or bust. Hopefully, we see that cup
I
final.
mean, probably would have lost Kachuk, man.
Yeah, American
Clearly
born.
didn't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly didn't want to stay in Canada.
Hey, do you want to stay in Calgary where your tax rate's like 36%, or do you want to go to Florida where there's basically zero tax?
Yeah, when we move over
Um,
to Calgary in their off season, because just south of the city here, what we thought was the overtime winning game killing goal from Connor McDavid to the dagger of the heart to the rival Calgary Flames turned out to be a budding blossom in a 5-year guaranteed playoff window, I feel, for these guys. They set themselves up so beautifully with their cap realignment, the signing Huberdeau, locking them up, locking Uyghur up. You got Markstrom. Hannafin's going to be up in 2. You got Shillington. You got Tanev. You got Anderson. You just signed Mangiapane for 3. You got Toffoli in there. Dubé's coming up. Like, holy shit. They went from nothing to being a better team. Blows me away.
yeah,
Absolutely blows me away.
yeah, yeah. No, True Living did a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. I
Oh,
thought
GM of the
that.
year.
I
He did
Yeah,
it.
no, honestly, yeah. Like realistically, that's I've never seen a team turn around like that. Like that's something that you do in like be a GM mode when you're a kid.
And
Like
Nazem
playing
Kadri. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
like
Fuck
Nazem
no.
Kadri's absolutely
Can't even
unreal
keep
for them.
talking. Lindholm's still on that team. Like, holy shit. I named their whole team when they're all fucking good
Mhm.
players. Like,
It'll be
holy
interesting to
shit.
see what Mangiapane can do this year because
Yeah, big goal streak last year. Pretty quiet after that. So we'll see if he finds his
he
shoots
had
or was he just
30,
lucky?
36. He had 35 and
Yeah.
20. The
Yeah, and he
assists
had,
are a bit of the disheartening type because ideally you want it somewhat the same, right?
yeah,
Because
you
you
want a
don't.
balanced offensive production, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Or else what? You're just getting open all the time. Because
It's
I
kind of
mean,
like
it's
Kempe
like
in
the.
LA, 35,
Hmm.
35 back, but he had like 17 assists. So he's
Hmm.
not making offense; he's finishing offense. Good to see. Finishers are huge in the league, but only
Exactly. When
the
it comes down to
only
creating
yeah.
additional plays, it's not a follow through. Yeah.
Oh, but good for Calgary. They're definitely set up for. I'd say if they can make the wild card this year, Joe Living to definitely bang. You get GM of the year locking up Uyghur, Huberto, all that shit. You just
You have
literally
Ray
made it.
Lewis and Brett Ritchie, along with Connor Mackey, Nicholas Miloch. Excuse me, coming off deals. They're all UFAs, but then they have five coming off with Lucic next year, which also comes off the Oilers caps. Thank God.
Yeah, Oilers will get like 3 mil extra next year. Sakura and Lucic.
Yep, yep.
Gonna be nice little boner points to the maybe mil or two we get in the salary cap raise, up and coming to maybe a 5 mil raise the year after. Like it's Edmonton's gonna be in a good
They better,
position.
man. Christ.
Mm.
$14 beers at Rogers Place.
Take that money and extend
You know,
Bruges, but
I talk shit, but I'm always gonna buy beer.
yeah, sadly enough, I'll pay $20 a beer because I'm thirsty,
Mhm.
and they know I'm thirsty.
Um. All right, Jason Greger just reported the Oilers lines in the final practice and probable, pending the morning skate tomorrow. They had Kane with McDavid and Puljujärvi, Holloway
Oh
with
no!
Draisaitl and Hyman, McLeod with Nuge and Fogle, Brad Malone, Derek Ryan, and Kyler Yamamoto.
Oh
There's
yeah,
Cece, Barry Kulak, Murray Bouchard.
so
And Demers is still skating with the team.
he's still stating, but they did release him, so that's interesting.
Well, that's I see. That's the thing. I didn't mind him. He was like average, but he got the puck out. He wasn't bad defensively, and that's kind of what we need. And that's kind of why I like Hamblin because he played that kind of style of hockey. Just don't be an absolute liability against. But
Unless Demers
um,
can take Murray's spot, I don't think there's a spot on that right side for anybody. I think that right side's a lock. Barry Boosh, Chichi, CC Chichi.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, well, you have to look at it too because there are times where people get banged up and stuff, and then it's essentially waiting. Can we free up any cap space? Because I feel like if we can free up cap space, Demers is signing with us, and then that gives us flexibility on the right side, so we're not just stuck. Because we have a lot of left side depth, left side shots. Holy shit! I should learn to speak English.
That we're
We don't
hoping
have a lot of
Broberg
right
can
shot
turn
NHL
out.
defensemen.
Like Broberg shoots
He
left, but he
will,
plays right
dude. He
side. It's like,
will.
yeah, but I'd so much prefer him be on the left side. Like,
Dude, how
just let
old
him
is
play left.
Broberg? Kid's like
21,
what,
22,
22?
21,
Let's
22.
find out. Philip Broberg. How old are you, buddy?
There's very few defensemen play offhanded on
20,
defense.
21. Donovan,
21.
we're not going to find a kill Makar. 21. Think of Nurse at 21. We hated Nurse when he was younger. I wouldn't say hate, but like you wished he was better. Like I like Broberg.
No, I like Broberg
I
too. I'm just saying I don't want to see him on the right side. He's not a right side defenseman for me. I get he plays there, but I don't think he looks comfortable in those positions when we put him in there. I think he prospered at being a left side defenseman and really conquering that role.
Yeah, I'm not again, I'm not saying no. I just again, I think it's good to have someone who can play both sides of the puck. And if
Yeah,
they
it's
have
always
experience doing
Kenzie
that, it
Uyghur
makes it
kind of
nicer.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely gives you so many options. Fuck. Yeah, good luck to Calgary. Good luck to Edmonton. It's going to be a beautiful year, I think, for the Alberta teams. Also, the new
Mhm.
addition of Klim Kostin, Samurukov out, Klim Kostin in. Both guys not really working out on either teams. Got both sent down on waivers. Going, hey, I'll take you. You take you. One man's trash, another man's treasure. And we'll just see which one shines more. I think Samurukov was in a very competitive, like we said, left side area. We can get anything of value for some of those guys. I think Klim Kostin's going to be a nice addition.
Yeah, I don't know
Big
much
guy.
about him. Let's look him up here because I seen his size. I seen he was a centerman, another left shot, which the Oilers have
Yeah, I think he played wing
a
in
surplus of.
juniors, but I
We
think
should
he's just trying to
see.
find his role in St. Louis. Big body, a little bit slower on the puck, has a nice shoot.
Shout out to Hockey DB, thank God.
Oh, DV cap friendly, all you guys.
Yeah,
Beautiful
family,
human
yeah,
beings.
huge shout out. Um, I mean, he's 23. He's only played 46 career NHL games with 23 points, which isn't brutal. Oh no, 11 points. That's Pims.
I was about to say a
11
half a
points in
point per
40 games.
game is dropping on waivers pretty significant.
Yeah,
Something like a Mike
I mean,
Rielly over here from Boston. Probably one of the notable waiver drops we had in these recent times here, where we had the end of preseason waiver drops, and holy shit, did it get crazy! I think there was 64 waivers on that day. I think of a couple notable ones. I think the biggest one was Arizona grabbing another goalie in Connor Ingram. No, that
yeah,
was
that's good.
a
Well, because as much as you want Vegmill could have played 70 games, as do I, because I took him as a third goalie. Because why not? Guy just gets missiles thrown at him
oh,
every
obviously.
game. But it's definitely good for them to.
No, they got a young goalie for free who's gonna get ice time this year where he wasn't in Nashville, and probably not the future with that Askarov guy coming up. So he gets a
And
new
if
change of pace. Arizona gets a tandem goalie. Like fantasy, I
Ingram played
definitely look at Ingram.
really good. Yeah, I would too, because he played really good. When Saros got hurt there, he obviously had the young shakes, but when he needed to step up, he was extremely solid. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens. That ASU environment is going to be insane.
yeah, five
That's like
thousand seater student
as much as we chirp
section.
it, like dude, like that's going to be mental. 5,000 bar NHL game. If we were to go, man, that's like I don't even know how to describe it. That's like going to the bowl in St. Albert there at Service,
No
watching
offense
an
to
NHL
the
game.
Arizona broadcast last year, but I don't think there's anywhere worse you can go with your video feed because it was a very, very significant tinge of blue every time I watched an Arizona home game. So if you guys can at least clear up the picture quality, I could care less what the angle looks like. Just want to watch some quality hockey
Oh
games.
right, they're already playing there. I have not checked any highlights for them yet. Hmm.
Yeah, they're not allowed to play at Glendale. They when you
Yeah,
don't
I
pay
remember.
rent, they really don't want you to come back.
Dude, it was so funny. Like I read both reports. I was like, then I read like the lease or whatever. I'm like, oh, like I think they're, I think they're already gone. Like like, yeah,
An
it was
NHL
funny.
team essentially getting evicted from their arena.
Yeah, but let's keep them in Arizona though. I hear.
Yeah, it's whatever. There's not really another market. The Canadian dollar is too separate from the US dollar, so there's no way Batman throws in Quebec. And then you're at 32, and we're Arizona, you go back to Atlanta, I feel, or Houston. Could be interesting having a two team in Dallas, but I don't know. Arizona is going to be obviously the team of topic these next couple of years, but they're building a new arena, so it looks like they're staying. I don't know. Maybe there's a plan where Mr. Auston comes home.
Yeah, they're good. They're gonna get a superstar.
Brand new
There's no way.
arena,
Yeah,
millions of dollars,
yeah. Well,
hometown.
hometown, 16 million. I get to
You can
see
be the general
mom,
manager, coach.
owner, player, coach, Jackie Moon. I'm sorry, Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews. Yeah,
No,
Arizona's got an interesting future. A couple other waiver guys. I think one of the most notable was Mike Rielly from the Bruins. I can't believe no team wanted to pick him up. Not the best defensive numbers. I think he was ranking among top 50% in defensive puck recovery 5-on-5 and his penalty kill. I think he was at like a 65%. But offensive numbers, this guy was 90 fucking 5-on-5 production, 89 puck retrieval in his own zone 5-on-5. Outlet passes was like 88. This guy's war percent was like an 89% overall. Like, how is that guy going on waivers and nobody can take him? I understand cap space is just to the limit this year, but fuck, somebody's got to
I think
figure it out. That's a
Toronto has
steal.
like $100. So they had $4. Toronto has $4 in cap space. $4. I
Mr.
have more
Kyle
change in my
Dubas.
pocket, and I don't think I've used cash in 6 months. They have
Oh
$4,
man.
Donny.
Four
This is
dollars. How does that even work? You have literally no movement. Oh, good luck, Toronto. This is your year, boys. You know, if
no.
it's
This
not
is the
this
one.
year, it ain't any year. I'm sorry.
No, it's no. What do you mean, Matt
Oh,
Murray to come
Wayne
finally?
Simmons too? Fuck,
Oh
that's
yeah,
crazy as
GG's.
well. Another waiver to talk about. Fuck, I can't believe. Obviously, Toronto tried to see if there's any biters, but it looks like Wayne Simmons' NHL career is going to be over here. Slowed down a lot last year, not really point productive. I think it was like 11 points or something. Like, he wasn't.
I did not
He,
notice it at all.
I saw that. I can't remember where. I don't. It's not in the waiver claims, but I saw it in Jason Drager maybe. Can't give you. That was just a late night Twitter feed watch. Yeah, but Simmons not on the team. Another guy not on the team. Jonathan Drouin. Looks like
Yeah,
Montreal kind of figured out their stuff, and or I don't know to be honest, Jurog Slavkovsky, 6'4",
you're at.
absolute check monster, makes the team. He was looking shaky in preseason, but how do you leave that size off the team? You got to give him some NHL time. You got to show him what fucking North American ice looks like. He works out. That guy is going to be amazing.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's got good hands. Seemingly has a good attitude, and that honestly goes a long way. As much as the boys like to have fun and stuff when you're trying to build a winning team. You're definitely not on a podcast at the age of 35 as an ex-player. so, so, so you want to be a good locker room guy for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and Caden Cooley, captain of the World Junior team, back to back, or whatever, how many tournaments in a row. I can't even fluff all that up, but he looks good. He's a big body D as well. That guy is inspirational in the locker room and on the ice. I think that's going to be a great piece for Montreal moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited to see Caulfield here.
Goal
Um,
Caulfield going into a contract year. Played a little bit in the minors last year. Couldn't find his footing, but Martin St. Louis, one of the smallest guys ever to lace up the skates in the show, knows what it takes to play that position. And I don't think you could find more of a beautiful combo. Cole
no, you can't.
Caulfield, he might not stay in Montreal, but he's going to stay with St. Louis because I think they are going to make or break each other's careers.
Oh, absolutely. I think they work well together. I think being a smaller player, especially in St. Louis with an elite goal scorer leading the league, even towards the end of his career there, it's definitely a good mentorship. What do they have? Caulfield should have at least 1 year, maybe two left on his entry level deal.
Or contract
I
year.
would see him contract here. Yeah,
Contract year
I
for
would see him.
goal.
Well, we can tell by this deal if he wants to stay or go. Like if it's just a 1 year or a bridge to RFA, it's a 50-50.
I think they got to
But
figure out
I don't
Mr.
think he
Carey
has any reason
Price.
to leave. Oh, just throw him on LTIR. What do you mean?
Well, this year, yeah, but next year, where's
Keep
the
him on
retirement?
LTIR.
Yeah, I know it's giving him the LTIR. It's
Well,
a
yeah.
tough situation for Montreal.
Well, if
Best of luck
what do
to
you mean?
Carey.
I don't know the clauses, but if it's retire and get 5 mil instead of 10.5 mil per year, or stay on the whatever program and injured, and you get your 10.5 mil.
Yeah, we do what we're
Uh,
doing with Mike Smith. Just ride out the contract till you can.
oh, it's a win-win because he's hurt. He was playing with injuries, and he's
But
old.
what happens if Carey Price goes, I'm off the booze, boys. I'm off the nose beers. I'm
It's hip.
Carey Captain Canada Price.
It's
What do you
hip. It's
do?
his hip man or his knee. Sorry, you said knee surgery. That's the thing. They don't know if his knee can recover to 100%.
And it definitely sounded like he pushed himself when he came back last year. That definitely was it was almost a last hurrah moment. He didn't want to miss out on never playing again, so it was definitely an early comeback when he did. So we'll see if that might have caused some ultimate setbacks. And whatever he played last year would be his final grace wearing a Montreal uniform, which would be sad to see. Great career, but those
Yeah, he
goalies.
definitely deserved a better ending.
That's a tough one. Got the Houston-Seattle game in the background. A wild pitch goes off home plate and hits J.P. Crawford straight in the gonads.
You
You guys will
bet.
probably catch that clip on Sportsnet later.
You bet. Speaking of Sportsnet, I don't want to talk bad, but please invest in some local servers so I can watch a sports game without it stopping every 5 minutes. Because if you can believe it, watching the Blue Jays game, it was tough to see a windup for a pitch and then not
It's
see where
just,
the pitch
yeah.
went, and then it goes to throw, it would cut, and then it would come back with the catcher throwing it back to the pitcher. And I'd be like, okay, I wasn't looking at the count before, so like, what
Yeah,
shit?
what
What
was
was it?
it? Yeah.
Like, like I just have to be dialed in, man. Like, what?
Yeah, I think everybody had a lot of streaming issues. I don't know what's up with Sportsnet. You guys have a great package
Great,
right
love it.
now.
Everything,
Baseball,
yeah.
basketball, hockey. Keep doing it. Just do it better.
If you gotta, yeah, you're probably gonna hate everyone. Everyone's gonna hate me for saying this, but if you gotta charge me $5 more to put servers here in Canada and closer to the West Coast and also Central Canada, that would be super clutch
I have
and
a great ad revenue. Maybe
well
put
earned.
some commercials on the American v American games. Like,
Oh,
if
yeah, we were watching
anybody
that.
can make
Yeah,
money, just do it because, like, it's a black screen. I will willingly watch
put the
whatever ad you want to put on there.
put
If
the
somebody,
Sportsnet logo spinning in a circle. Put the
anything,
Sportsnet logo as the DVD thing. I would love that. If
yeah,
it hits one time, little things like that. I don't
yeah,
even know, man.
huge miss there.
Just
So
not
if
a
you're
black
if we're
screen.
talking about you guys not making money, I got a whole hour's worth of
I got an
content.
idea for you.
Oh man. Like, if you need
Yeah,
some ideas, like, I'll give you $10 to fucking run an ad for 30 seconds. Like, if it's that not competitive, obviously there's some background shit, America, Canada, but like, figure it out. That's unreal.
I'm sure you could pay someone to interrupt the feed, play
I'm for
whatever, and
sure
I
there's,
could do that. And I did it in high school. It's not hard. It's like
yeah,
8 buttons. You
cut the
anyway.
feed,
I
bring it up.
digress.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck to
Mhm.
Sportsnet. I love you guys. I'm gonna pay you guys, but make me like
Oh
you
yeah,
more.
no, I already bought my year.
I'm already locked in. Doesn't
No, yeah,
matter.
no, I'm not changing. Like the
Company
stream,
goes tits up.
to
I'm
be
in.
honest, the stream could break more, and like I only catch one in every 3 periods. As long as it's the third period, I wouldn't give a shit.
Kind of moving else other than Oilers, Calgary, Montreal, Toronto. Got a little more US in there. Got a lot of off-season injuries coming from the American side. Not more or less
Good.
off-season, but just notables. The Mark Stone back surgery and the Jack Eichel. He came back last year with the neck surgery, but this will be his first season back. How does that team do? It'll be very interesting. No Robin Lehner. Got Petrandel and
I know.
Theodore back.
I do have one
Interest.
regret though, not getting Logan Thompson because that kid's going to start like 60 games this year.
Yeah, we have another buddy in fantasy saying the exact same thing as you there, Dallas. Our friend Leroy is very upset he didn't get Logan Thompson.
That was
Everybody was
it.
sleeping on these
Yeah,
late goalies: Mercelinkus, Thompson, Bennington,
yeah.
Gibson,
I mean, I'm happy. I got Bobrovsky, Mers, and Vizmelka. So
Bobrovsky. I'm taking a
Bobrovsky.
Jerry Ettinger and Gibson approach. 3 starters, hoping just to get some games.
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about you trading me Makar for Bobrovsky at the end of the season.
I'm not going to be trading Makar for anybody because he's going to score 100 as a
Where's
defenseman.
my car?
He's the baby maker.
Where?
Where's my car? I'm
Where's
making
my
a
car?
baby. No, I have so high hopes for Cale Makar. He is an outstanding person to watch on the ice. There are very few players in the league that I could tell are smarter than the general hockey IQ. This is Kucherov, McDavid. Even give it up to Huberto. He has some pretty smart, very like,
Lenny.
and Lenny, yeah, McKinnon. And Makar,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's very few guys where I see they're an echelon above. There's a lot of guys who compete at the same level and have good skill assets that are better than other players. Like Stamkos and Ovechkin can shoot,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think anybody can see the game like Cooch, McDavid, or Makar. They see the game differently. They're looking at colors versus numbers or something. They got some Pharrell fucking Williams
It,
logic when they can see
it
rhythm. Like, I
well,
don't know.
it's the way they position themselves in a way where they could get the puck in multiple options. So like
Yeah, no matter what
it's
happens, it's
knowing
there.
where it's going to be. It's such a good mindset. I don't know how if they could teach that. Yeah,
I think that's what we call the intangibles.
the intangibles. Yeah,
Can't
that
grade them,
comes
but you
from
can see
passion.
them.
Yeah, that comes from passion and pure obsession with the game too, and
How hungry
also
they
probably some
are.
God given talent.
Yeah,
And and then probably also a cool $150,000 to play really good hockey.
and well, we got another Pacioretty. That was kind of a interesting trade that happened throughout the offseason. Turned out came out with an Achilles injury, so Carolina's going to be rocking another injured guy as well. I think he's not looking back to about the All-Star break. He went down about August 10th with a torn Achilles. It was a full tear. It's about a 6-month recovery there. If he's back for playoffs, that's going to be very interesting for Carolina. See what they can do on the cap magic. But if it's a 6-month recovery, I don't think it's a Barry cap. They might just have to figure it out come time.
Yeah, it's if Pacioretty is actually healthy and he can play because it's pretty tough. It's not just willy nilly he comes back. He'll be coming back in what, like February. Even then, he has to be reconditioned. He has to be able to shoot. He has to be able to start. Like it's a lot more than just getting the surgery and turning back to normal because he hit an age and it's
Yeah, he is definitely not getting into condition right now. I can tell you those first 3 months with an Achilles injury, we had one of our friends in our fantasy league, Leroy again. He went down with the Achilles injury, so we kind of have an idea of the timetable. And there is no way Pacioretty ain't doing nothing for 3 months. Good luck. He can try his best, but after those 3 months, then he can actually start rehabilitating in the
yeah.
latter
No,
3 months.
speaking of injuries, boys, it's you're also on the LTIRA.
Who's yeah, me and my work injury. Yeah, I had a torn quadricep this summer with a work
That
incident at a
that takes a
angle
half.
grinder to the knee.
There you go. Yeah. Try.
Diamond blade angle grinder to the knee. Sliced her open, bleeding
Yeah.
everywhere. Couldn't tell. Hospital stitches. Torn quadricep.
The
Rehab.
guy
Physio.
the guy sends me a picture, and he's like, "Doc said 10 days." Donnie, there's 10 fucking centimeters deep in your fucking leg.
11
Like a month per
centimeters.
centimeter.
11
9?
cent. 11.
11. Yeah,
You
11.
nailed
Yeah.
it.
Well, yeah, like dude, it was a deep gash. Like, you know what I mean? Like 10 days my ass, man. I roll my ankle, that's 2 weeks like easily, like dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
emergency room doctor obviously seen a lot fucking worse that day.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 days, boys. Fuck.
There could definitely be a Discord or something open where we can upload that picture. It's a little gory, so
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely not safe for work. We
yeah,
could probably
for
make a
sure.
subreddit. But yeah,
Something
no.
like that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to.
I'm just at Shoppers, man. I'm just looking for like deodorant. And I just get this text, and yeah, no. Like, do you need a ride? He's like, no, I'll Uber. I'm like, yeah, that's more comfortable.
Well,
Anyway,
it's for me. Like honestly, I had this realization at the hospital. If you're at the hospital, you want somebody
you've
to
got
either
man and
a
I stupid.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just like either A, somebody has to wait for you at the hospital. I was there for 10 hours. So how the fuck do you judge
usually
if I'm ready? So you're not waiting 10 hours. You're going to be waiting till
you
I'm
just give
done.
me no. I
Yeah.
go to bed, and you just give me a call. I wake up
Yeah,
and come.
exactly. I don't want to be like, "Hey, I'm done," calling somebody and waiting another 20 minutes. 2 minutes I was in an Uber and fucking out of the hospital. What a better idea. Fucking
Fair enough.
instantly. I finished like by the time I hobbled my ass out of the hospital, literally the Uber was pulling up. no wasted time. After 10 hours, I couldn't fathom wasting another minute in that hospital.
Fair enough, dude. I'm
It
not
was-
gonna lie. Yeah, it's the toughest wait, dude. I'll be honest. Like I have gone in there with some very gnarly stuff. Like I got stabbed in my wrist by one of my teammates. He's got a new knife for Christmas. He was playing with it in the room, and I had my headphones in before a game. And he's like, all I could hear is about a knife, and then I take out my headphone, and he does a flip, gets me right in the bone.
oh,
He just looks at me. He's like, did I stab you? I'm like, did you
oh
stab
God.
me? And he looks at me, he's like, nah, I didn't stab you. I'm
I
like, just
just
look at my
you.
arm, man, just blood gushing the whole way down. Just pulsating. I'm like, nah, man, I think you got me. Fucking taped her up, played the game, got her taken care of after too.
Freeze her up, play the game, and then fix her up after.
Well, yeah,
True
tape my
hockey.
pinky finger to the whatever finger, but yeah, it was very hard to shoot that game. Just yeah, no, because that one time I got a one timer across and I absolutely muffined it. Right, come back to the bench, he chirps me. I look at him, he forgot, and then he's like, "Oh fuck, right, sorry, bud."
Jesus Christ.
No, that's all right. Thankfully, the opposing team had a trainer that actually showed up on time, so that was good.
Yeah, minor league trainer being on time, that's pretty surprising.
Yeah, we'll take her.
What kind of off-season notes we got here? We have a couple random topics, but I think we should talk about a little fantasy hockey first, gearing up for day one of the season opener. We got 2 games going tonight. You got Tampa, New York, and you got Vegas, LA. Waiver pickups. Tampa, you're looking at Alex Killorn, probably available in most leagues. I think Demis Stantonov is going to get a shot on that second line, or Nick Paul. Kind of depends how it goes. Like Nick Paul in the playoffs last year, they signed him to a big term contract. I can see him stepping up in a role with Cirelli being out for a bit. Sergachev could be available in some leagues. Cernak's kind of a block hit D, so if you're playing a banger league, maybe somebody like that. Ain't going to goalie out of Tampa. It's going to be Vasilevsky. New York, you got Shesterkin. I think your big pickup in New York is Capo Caco, some guy I grabbed. He's got a shot on that first line. Maybe some power play time later in the season. Trocheck could be available in some leagues. If he's available, you pick him up today. New York plays 3 games before Saturday, boys. That's 2 waivers right there. You get the 3 games before Saturday, and you pick whatever you can fill Saturday and fill it for the next week. Easy fucking waiver picks.
Two types of people. I'm just rolling my team. I'm going to give them a week, maybe two, to see how they play and make my decision based off that. But it is funny to see Donny because he's the one who nabbed Timo Meyer last year. And yeah, he kept trying to trade him to me when he was still ranked like 150. I was like, fuck you, man. You're going after Pasternak and Barkov and
You
shit. I was like,
guys
no
should
way.
have.
Turns out, absolute steal
Yeah,
if I would have.
Timo Meyer worked out. You got him this year. See how he works out for your team.
Yeah,
And then
dude,
we
I
got
got Kucherov Meyer or Kucherov
oh yeah,
Barkov
and
Meyer first
you
few
got
rounds.
Kucherov tonight, and then what do we got? LA,
Truba,
Vegas. What's
I got
available in LA for a waiver pickup here? Philip
Kempe.
Deneau. Yeah,
Okay.
Kempe might be available. You could take Fallow. He's getting a shot on the power play while Arvidsson's out. Sean Dursey's a pickup there. I think it's going to be quick starting in it. I didn't see an update on Peterson, but he went down with a preseason injury. I know he came back, but I got a feeling they'll ride quick just to start. Played in the playoffs, give him that chance. And then Vegas, you
Mm-hmm.
got a couple options. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Vegas guys available to take. Riley Smith could still be a optional guy. It says right wing on his fucking stats right now, but projected he's playing left side, left side, left side. So pick him up, he's going to turn into a flex. That's a great steal. Um, don't know what their first power play is going to be looking like. Could be Phil, Stone, Marchessault, Smith. I took Chandler Bong, Chandler Stevenson.
Philander Ball.
If anybody's watched Friends, it's what Miss Chandler Bong is, where Joey and Chandler get their TV guide. It's the name that it's under. It's a good episode. Definitely watch that. It's fucking hilarious. They swap apartments and shit. If you haven't seen Friends, sorry to spoil it. It's been like what 2
Sorry to
decades now.
spoil it. It stopped in the 2000s, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you? Sorry to spoil the show,
Well,
but in
some
the
people they'll
30
be like, I
years
was always
ago.
gonna watch Friends. That was weird.
I
no,
guess
so
better not talk about Armageddon with Bruce Willis.
I
Nope,
think
Die Hard either. That's off limits. Yeah, no.
Christmas movie. Christmas movie.
It technically, apparently, yes.
It's
They
on
did a
Christmas.
vote. They did a vote, and it was apparently a yes. And I went, "That's really good for marketing because now I can watch it at Christmas."
You
That
nailed
was
it. You got to make
A
your movie
plus.
a Christmas
A
movie. You're
plus.
kidding me? Nailed
Well,
it.
no, it's
Everybody's
good
gonna
because
watch it every year now. It's part of the
well, it's
whole
totally true, right? Because
Home
people,
Alone, Die Hard,
yeah.
Grinch, Jim Carrey's Grinch. Don't fuck me on
Yeah,
anything
Jim
else.
Carrey's friends. Yeah, no, if you give me that animated,
Animated.
that was
Didn't they do a new one?
hilarious.
Isn't there like a new Grinch that's not
That's
Jim
what I
Carrey?
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck that shit. No, good.
no, not so hard. No,
Jim Carrey nailed that.
my
Guy
kids
was
are getting
literal
my kids are
psychopath.
getting traumatized by the Jim Carrey, just like I did, and then they're gonna fucking respect it and how much better of a movie that is. First time I seen it, I was like, I'm not sure about
I
this
couldn't
guy.
get over the kid eating the fucking plate. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, the guy just ate the fucking
Yeah,
plate. Like as
yeah.
a kid, I'm pretty sure I stopped the first time watching it that part, and then I didn't finish like the movie till like the second or the third year because I was too scared.
Dude, and when you do it as a kid, man, I just put my pillow over my eye, I just kept looking at it because I was like fascinated. But you're right. As soon as he bit into the plate, I was like, oh,
It's just the start of the
this
movie,
guy.
yeah.
I'm not sure about this guy, man. No, I don't know, man.
And the whole like him and Cindy Lou and like the whole classroom scenes. Those are some creepy ass fucking scenes, man.
Speaking of Cindy Lou, she's in that. What's that
Cindy
band
Lou
called?
who? Oh yeah, she
Cindy
is in
Lou
a
who?
yeah, she's in a
Pretty
band.
Reckless. Yeah, I seen her touring with Greta Van Fleet. She we'll say she grew up a little bit different.
Fuck, what's his name? Home Alone kid. Fuck. You
Macaulay
know.
Culkin.
Macaulay did Macaulay Culkin grow up or like a Britney Spears? I'm trying to think. Kid actors.
Um, like definitely has some trauma from the younger acting days, and the
Oh
music
yeah.
reflects that.
Oh well, good for
I've
her. She found an
never.
outlet.
I was gonna say I've never heard a girl, scream so much and yell about death. But
Another other fantasy news. You have your 4 games tonight. There's not going to be many games this week, so you really got to watch if you're picking guys what you're going to be doing. Saturday's a fucking cock titty busy night, so definitely look at your lineups early. Figure out what you're liking. Definitely pick on matchups because almost everybody's going to be playing Saturday. So hopefully you can figure out your lineups. There's no games on Sunday, so Saturday is going to end your fantasy week. So that's why I'm saying really got to figure out those pickups early. Taking these early games are not a bad idea. You definitely want to look at teams playing the back-to-back on that Tuesday, Wednesday, and take a Thursday, Friday, pick a Saturday. You definitely got to look at guys getting multiple games this week in a short period of time. It's winning week 1 in your league. Come on, it's free. It's a free W. You take it, you go into next week, and you're already up one. Yeah, free dub. You start the season 1-0. It's a huge difference. You go into week 2 and already not stressing. You can take it easy, make smart moves, and not risky moves.
exactly, yeah.
Best of luck to everybody in their fantasy teams. I think we're all fucking excited just to see Tampa, New York step it up tonight. We're just all waiting. It's gonna be a fun night.
It's yeah, no, I'm actually genuinely pumped because I've never had Kucherov either, so I'm actually really excited to see what he does. But
Yeah, my man Kucherov. I'd had him each year fantasy, but I had to choose between my car and my coach, and I took the car.
he takes the car.
And gives Dallas the gooch, and he'll get the game 1 with him. Probably have a nice night after a playoff exit. You know that guy's fucking hungry. 128 points, like 4 years removed. The guy's gonna hit.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get into our admin console here.
The admin no console. And we got a couple extra notes. Here's some little off-season takes. EA Sports NHL 23 did their off-season little simulation for each game. Interesting team came out this year, the Pittsburgh Penguins. So we'll see if Sid the Kid, Gino Malkin, and Christopher Letang are going to have that chemistry to take the Pittsburgh that far again. I know the additions of Raquel, Petrie, and Smith will maybe take him a step over. It's just interesting. We're already kind of seeing some Pittsburgh love coming earlier in the season. Crosby's got to have at least another conference final before he's done. So maybe this is this year.
This is the year. Yeah, no, still a competitive team. Letang signed pretty much to finish out his contract there, and
6x6, 6.1x6.
might as
Malkin
well.
6.1x3. Crosby's up this year, probably going to sign a 2-year extension, finish out with Malkin. They got a 3-year window to do something.
They got some tough competition though.
Oh, East is the worst.
That's
That's
enough
a lot.
good. Yeah, no, I'm
Tampa,
happy
Carolina,
that.
Toronto, New York,
Mhm.
Florida. Fuck.
Boston, honestly, sometimes even they
Well,
can
it's
still
Boston.
somehow sneak
The
in
boys are
there.
back together this year. Fucking David Krejci didn't have a good
Yes, sir.
relationship with Bruce Cassidy. Decided to play in Europe than the show. Bruce Cassidy's out, and David Krejci's back in for one more year, boys. If you're a Boston fan, it's definitely a year. It's going to be a grim outlook, I think, after this. I think you see a back-to-back retire Bergeron, Krejci. Got to get that Pasternak extended, or and a lot of injuries going in for Boston too. They're going to be an interesting team to watch. I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the lineup for sure. A lot of guys are going to get chances that wouldn't usually.
Absolutely, it's a good time to be a rookie. If you produce, good chances you will get that look.
And we had
Yeah.
some sad and kind of confusing news come up in the NHL recently. I saw earlier in the morning a very, very big tweet about Ian Cole and some sexual assault allegations. It turned out the sexual assault allegations were of a minor. It hasn't come forward at what time frame this was. It was saying when he entered the NHL, so we don't know if that's when he entered the NHL or this is past and when he's 33 now playing for Tampa. There's no comment. It's not proven guilty until any further whatever bullshit. So best of luck at Ian Cole in those allegations. But we had actually a little bit more of a worse, not allegation. We had a felony charge against the Bakersfield Condors athletic trainer. And now this is coming out a little bit more hasteful because the other one is allegations on a Me Too movement, which, power to everybody, get your word out, be represented. But yeah, the actual felony charges on a standing member in an NHL organization. It's AHL, but still under the NHL brand. It's amazing that I can load up Sportsnet and I see the literal back-to-back kid fucker. Sportsnet top articles are Ian Cole fucks kids, Bakersfield Condors athletic trainer fuck kids. What the fuck happened? Where are my injury updates? Where are my preseason updates? How did Nashville and San Jose do in Europe? How not? Nope. We have 2 sexual assaults on minors. Absolutely unbelievable. I really hope this gets solved. This is something we don't want to see. We already had our troubles with Chicago and their organization about mistreating their own players in their own organization. I can't imagine with the publicity and the media availability these guys have, how much they can manipulate other people. So I wish the best for both the guys, but everybody gets what they deserve in life. So
I wouldn't say I wish the best for the one who was charged with the felony. I wish for a fair and accurate trial, and we will see what happens. I
exactly.
read into the Ian Cole one a little bit. It's hard to say because it's a good headline to say a minor, but if the kid's 18 and she was 17, it's a different story. But
That's what it
I didn't
is.
read anything into what happened or what is accused. But
No, it was very
we
broad.
will let that we will let that I don't want to say simmer, but we'll put that on the back burner for sure, and we will see in likely a year's time or so what comes of this.
Let the NHL do their investigation, as he said, not proven guilty until further evidence arises. And at the moment, it could just be a Patrick Kane and that whole off season where a lady came out, bloobity blue, turned out she was crazy, same as Jake Virtanen. He had a little tough sexual allegations last year, but again, turned out that a lot of things can be misconstrued when you're dealing with millions of dollars. So fair and even trial for both of them, but it's definitely a gross aspect to be looking at going into a new and fresh NHL season, post COVID, post everything. It's hard that that's the main front of our fucking media to start the fucking season. It's crazy.
On a lighter note,
let's line it up. Should we talk about maybe some rookies or?
I don't want to talk about rookies because I chirped Adam for taking Jacob fucking, or what's his name, Jason Robertson last year. Guy absolutely spanks me in the finals because of fucking Robertson goes off. Like, give me a fucking break.
Again, Robertson got that deal signed right before season start. 4x7-7. Good deal for Dallas. Keeps their hand nice and tight to their chest for negotiation with Rupe Hintz coming off season as well. They got they got bad contracts in Sagan and Ben, so they're gonna have to figure their stuff out. They got Edinger on a cheap 3-year deal, but if that kid pans out, he's making money. A lot of money.
Be making money. I think
I'm surprised that he got $4 million. Yeah, it's actually unreal.
Really?
$4 million, 3 years, $4 million. Posted the best save percentage, goals against average in a 7-game series in the Stanley Cups ever. You think you just get a little bit more, especially at the end of this.
I wouldn't complain with $4 million.
Yeah, for Dallas, fuck, you're laughing. Are you kidding me? Well, he's one of like the lowest average paid starting goalies in the league. Not even fucking close.
Oh, they got a major discount, man.
They're saving $1 million across the board on almost every team, and if he's going to do what he did last year, nailed it. And the Jason Robertson, Dallas has got a bright future, an interesting future. 38-year-old Joe Pavelski future. 9.5 Tyler Sagan and like an $8 million Jamie Benn. But they got Heiskanen on a good deal. Took Klingberg out, didn't want to pay him the money.
You see, speaking of Klingberg, you see the Oilers were in the market for Johnny Boy there?
Yeah, he said no.
Did he? Based off Trust Me, Bro? Or is he talking...
No, this.
Hey, Donny, it's John. I told him to go fuck themselves.
Per Elliot Friedman, I think it was sources related to the same as Hamilton previous year. Cold weather, warm weather. America, U.S. And more money. I'm pretty sure Anaheim offered him the most on the table as well. This is like pretty much this
for sure, but fuck them. Make them retain. Give them a 3rd round pick. Make them retain salary.
I think it came out like a week after he signed with Anaheim, and I'm pretty sure it was Elliot Friedman. 32 Thoughts or something. Fuck, I watched so many of those podcasts. They had a great season. Good job, Friedman and that whole crew there. You guys do a great job on 32 Thoughts. Absolute beautiful program. McDavid interview was very informational. It's kind of like most McDavid interviews are pretty much dog water and just patting the stats for the guy. It's really nice to get some good answers from the guy.
Keep her going.
Oh, well, I don't know. Like, I'm just excited. I am just elated that at 5:30 Mountain Time, 6 or 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, we're watching hockey. Actual NHL hockey. No global series, fucking noon afternoon game, preseason, my boo hockey, off-season stipulations. We're watching actual NHL hockey on North American ice. These games are going to be counting. They're actually going to be fucking worth something. We've got huge teams. Tampa, New York. That's a conference final rematch, no?
Yep. Yes, it is.
So they get a little piece at each other again. Shesterkin definitely wants to prove that he's the better goalie, but Vasilevsky is just Vasilevsky. Say Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky. You'll get used to it. Everybody's got a nickname. It's hard to call him by the same name all the time. You got such a good original name like that, you got to just get a little funkier.
Oh, absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm excited just for Edmonton tomorrow too. Oh.
Dude,
Just to be able to see the boys back on the ice, not in a shitty orange jersey.
I was watching that Mike Smith goal again, man. You know what's actually tough? That's a dark blue. So when I looked at it and I thought from his perspective, the puck would blend in with like the dark blue of the jersey. So he probably realistically couldn't pick up the shot till it was at like the blue line. So it went through all of these black jerseys: Kane, CC, or Kane, Bouchard,
Are you
Nurse.
like the alternate last year?
No,
That
like
dart.
the one they won in the playoffs. I'm talking about the
Yeah,
Rasmus
yeah,
Anderson goal tomorrow
yeah,
night.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I mean. The dark blue, the alternate.
yeah, because I could see it being very hard to pick up the
Yeah,
puck off that from that distance.
yeah. I wonder how that works for Tampa and the all black
Because
jerseys. How the
that
fuck
would
does
piss me
that
off
work?
as a goalie. Because
No
like you're
shit. I didn't even think about that.
think of your teammates. Like think of your defenseman going down to block a shot. If
Well,
the
just
puck
the
hits
puck
him,
coming
it's
across.
hard to tell. Yeah,
If
it's
it
hard
if
to
it's
tell.
coming from across in any way and it passes behind a guy or in front of a guy, you lose complete track
Mm-hmm.
of it. Interesting. Pat, good job, Vasilevsky. Even better goalie. Guy
Yeah,
doesn't even need
so
to see the puck to fucking do it. It'll
yeah,
be very,
that's
very interesting fantasy season. I got a good outlook. I had a really bad couple years in my fantasy positions and rankings. I've had a couple first round injuries. So I'm really hoping to not have my first overall pick and Cale Makar get injured and play a full season, get 100 points, and bag me a fucking bag.
yes, that be.
That's that be. And I'm really, if you guys ever have, oh, actually, speaking of it, I've never seen a happier man wearing an Oilers jersey.
Who's
Oh, wow. This guy looks excited. At this moment, Yahoo Fantasy Update, Evander Kane made photo shoot, and holy fuck is he happy. no one's happier
what?
than no one's happier than Kane. I'm trying to show Dallas through our video cam.
Oh yeah!
He's
Wow.
literally the happiest man
He's
I've
yeah,
ever seen
literally.
in my life.
Holy shit!
They
Yeah,
said
wow.
cheese, and he went, "Yep, I just got him whitened."
Dude, that's good for him though, man. Guy declares bankruptcy, immediately signs a contract, had San Jose top him off.
Yeah, San
Guys in
Jose's
the league.
paying him to not play for them. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that grievance got figured out. Because that was obviously a hinging moment on Edmonton's kind of future. Like, it could have went either way. Like, it was a very. They both wanted to lose to win, which is very interesting. Like, they both wanted to lose their grievance so that they would prosper from it because their original grievance didn't add up to what happened in the future,
No,
which is
because then they'd
so.
have to pay him. They would have to pay him a full seven
Well, they'd
mil
have to
and
take him
take him
back.
back on the
Yeah,
team. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and he's not
yeah.
going to want to fucking play.
No, he wouldn't play. He would just ask for a trade, and you'd be retaining the same amount of salary anyway. And he'd be like, "Fuck you, trade me back to Edmonton. Go fuck yourselves."
Exactly. Oh, it's absolutely a hilarious scenario, but I'm glad it worked out for the boys. Edmonton's got a bright future. I definitely think this is
Bright future, bright this year,
all
man.
right. What's okay, hot take? Top four, final four, West East, 2-2.
Final four, Colorado, Edmonton again. It goes to seven overtime, and I don't know who takes
Oh,
it.
overtime. He has no call. Game 7 OT. All right.
Game seven OT. It's
I'm honestly going to agree with you on the West. I don't think there's any other two teams that compare to Colorado Edmonton. If that's not the conference final, something happened, and
yeah.
that'll be
What
the
about
storyline of the playoffs.
what about you in the East?
Oh, I can't miss on my Tampa Bay Lightning. Fuck him. I love it to see a dynasty, so I'd love to see him back there again. And I
You
really do.
know, that was the type of response that you'd expect from a guy who plays be a GM with the salary cap off. Yeah, I'll take the team that was very likely to win again. I guess I said Colorado. I'll give it to you. All right, Tampa Bay. And who?
I gotta take Tampa Bay, and this is where I'm gonna stream from the pack, but also a little bit on the same storyline. I really think Pittsburgh is gonna take that step this year. I don't think any other team in the East has as much chemistry and core strength as Pittsburgh. If they stay healthy and Petrie turns out and Raquel turns out, they're gonna be a hard team to play against.
Hot take. Leafs out in 5 in the first round. I say their goaltending does not add up. I think it's
No,
going to be another brutal
hey,
year. I don't think they have it. They have no one who can actually grind and be gritty. I mean, who like Matthews is good, but like at least Drysaddle's big and he can take a fucking hit. Marner disappears, man. Yamamoto would put him on his ass. So they're not a playoff team. They're a
you know,
regular season team.
I'm very aligned with you, Dallas. I give them 2 more games because it's way funnier watching them losing Game 7. It's
That
got to
is
be one of
true.
my
That is
favorite
true.
things
Yeah.
every year. It's Game 7. You're like, man, let's grab some popcorn because I'm sorry, Toronto fans.
Man, I put $1 in
Oh,
them to win
man.
because it's gotta be like a fucking
Oh, it's
eight.
absolute tearjerker. It's hilarious each year. Best of luck. 60 goal scorer Matthews, no reason. Hopefully Marner kind of interesting storyline kind of coming out we haven't seen in a couple of years. An elite forward on a defensive lacking team might make the transition. Last we seen was Brent Burns, big body, big dude. Brent Burns kind of made sense making that transition. But you got a Mitch Marner, a little bit of a smaller, more pass first playmaker kind of guy, but absolute amazing defensive takeaway and positioning. Like his WAR percent's like 99 or something. Like he's an absolute outstanding forward.
As a forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's different when you're primarily at the back. It's a whole different game you play
Yeah, it's gonna
when
be
your main goal is, blue line, opposing blue line basically to your goal line, as opposed to being down low cycling the puck. It's two different mindsets. One, you're facing a guy head on. The other one, you're not the primary focus all the time. So you come in from the side, take the puck, and fuck off the other way, right?
well, it's gonna be
It'll be
interesting.
interesting.
It's gonna be interesting.
It'll be
We haven't
interesting.
seen it since Brent Burns, and nobody thought it was gonna turn out then. And honestly, he
I
turned out to
think
be a better player on the
I
defensive
think
end.
it's going to
So
work out phenomenally offensively. I think they're going to run into trouble defensively, and they're going to have a lot of high scoring games.
yeah, definitely Toronto's definitely trying to win a game by scoring. When you get rid of all your goaltending and you bring in two
I,
maybes,
I I'd say Toronto's at where Edmonton was at in 2017. Like no real starting goalie, but you hope one of the guys can ride 60 plus games. Your defenseman is good. Your defense is good, not great. Your
yeah,
upfront
no,
talent's awesome, but you're stuck with 2, 3 guys, and you hope that someone on the bottom six like fills your role. I don't think they've deviated from that. I think they're stuck on that, and
they're
I think they're
100%
going to be
stuck on
stuck on
that.
that for a
Fucking
while.
Bunting's starting on this top wing. Nylander Tavares on the second. I think Tavares is
Mm,
out for like 3 weeks or something. But it says like I saw an update. He might be ready for season starters. So don't go me on Tavares. He's back sometime soon. So whenever he's ready, I think he wants to go.
I feel like that's how it works. Hey, I'm ready, but I'll take another week off. You guys seem to be doing all right.
Well, start of the season, you're going to with an oblique. Patrick Laine had the same thing, and he didn't look that same coming in that season. Took him what about a month to actually get back up into production.
Well, you want to start as soon as you can because everyone's equally as sloppy and shitty for the first 5, 7 games, right?
Oh yeah, the 10 games are the make or break kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not in at 10, you're not going to be in it for 20. But if you're in it at 10, you're going to be in it the whole way.
It just gets harder and harder.
Oh, 82 game fucking just an absolute beater of a season, playing 3 to 4 games a week. No bye week anymore, which honestly I feel like they should bring back for the NHL. I feel like it did actually a lot of
Why?
good for teams.
What do you mean?
I
For
think the
teams, yeah, but
mhm.
like, remember the week the Oilers didn't play? I didn't know what to do with myself.
I know it
It gets
sucks, but
dark at 6 o'clock. Fuck, it gets dark at 4:30 in the middle of December in this country. You got it. You can't give me a week of no Oilers hockey. What am I gonna watch, man? What do I? I can watch other teams, but like, it's not the Oilers. There's
I
no
don't
CFL football. If there is, our team sucks.
I don't think it
So
should
like,
necessarily be a bye week as an NFL, but I think our Christmas break should be extended a little bit longer.
when is it this year?
Oh, it's Christmas every year. It's like a 4 day break. It's like the 2 days before Christmas Eve to the day after Boxing Day. I feel like it should be extended by like 3 or 4 days just to
Not
get that
bad.
extra little gap. Because we usually know by about American Thanksgiving where the
But
playoff
that's
teams
when it's up
are.
to. But that's when it's up to the teams, right? So like,
Mhm.
the NHL's a business at the end of the day. So like, if we remember properly, like on the 23rd or whatever, whenever they played up to, it wasn't all teams were playing. There's only like 6 games on, if that.
Well,
I
last
think
year
they
was a
balance it
wash
out. So
too.
if you, yeah, I think they kind of base it off of. We can check the schedule and everything, but what would make the most sense is you would give teams the time off before,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like take off like
and
from the
then you would have them
24th
play.
or 21st to the 27th or
Well,
something.
the teams. So say you give 4 teams off. I wouldn't say off the full days, but you give them 2 days off before the last day.
Mm-hmm.
Then those teams that had the 2 days off before the last game start on the 27th again. And then the teams that played up to the last day get those 2 extra days off while the teams who stopped earlier play their game. So it kind of balances out.
Yeah, like a
So
split
it's
by
not
week
it's
almost.
not a
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like it's not like 4 days off, it's more like 6 days off.
I like that idea. I just think they got to add just a little bit more of a rest period in the NHL season, and that like the I like the
Fucking
format so
NBA
far.
mindset, man. I don't know, man.
When guys are getting paid this much money, they're going to be playing differently. So they get a little bit extra resting time. They play harder. You want a guy playing harder all season, or do you want a guy watching himself? We saw Nurse watching himself for 3 months last season. Saw Lenny
Do
watching
you
himself
do
for
you
3 weeks.
Yeah, and how did that turn out? Nick, fucking Nurse had a torn hip flexor. Draisaitl had one leg. That's the example we're rolling with here.
I would at least maybe like an extra week before the playoffs wouldn't be too bad.
Nah, man, nope,
I
nope.
guess
I'll
it's
be
just, but
honest.
that's just what staples the
I
NHL playoffs. It's a war. I understand
Well,
that.
that's the thing, dude. I've played hockey, football, rugby, golf, baseball. Hockey is the one sport that if I take too much time off, meaning literally a week, it takes like honestly halfway through the first game to like a full game to get back up to where you were. Like it's such a muscle memory,
Like,
momentum based game.
game
Yeah,
shape is definitely very important.
yeah, you lose a lot, right? Because you go from playing a game every second, third night to not really playing anything competitive for 7 days, and all of a sudden, bam, you're playing for the hardest trophy in sports.
Yeah, it's really interesting in NFL having that full week break before the Super Bowl too. Very interesting.
Well, the NFL's like that. It's more analytical because you only get one game to prove yourself. So you're studying more film, you're running more routes, you're learning, you're making backup plays, you're doing different calls
Yeah,
because they've scouted you, and like
they're
it's
practicing more than
a
they
lot more
play.
preparation.
Yeah,
Exactly,
hundred
that's what
percent.
football is. That's literally what it is. You practice more than you play.
Practice makes perfect.
You know that.
I don't
Imagine
know.
practicing all year and just being on a terrible team. Like that'd be.
Arizona,
Yeah, I guess. But hockey's. Yeah, I guess it would still be fun to play, even if you're getting smoked if
Montreal.
you enjoy the game.
You had fun
Yeah,
playing on
Montreal was
Montreal
fun.
last season.
Dude, I would. But well, you play in Montreal for the city and the fans. Like
Yeah, those
I would
fans are
have
probably
so much
ripping
fun.
them apart every time they're fucking
Dude,
miss.
no, that game I caught against Calgary, it was as loud as Edmonton,
Yeah, they
and
have
they were
a.
in. Dude, they have a passionate fan base. They're like the Oilers.
I
Decade of
think
Darkness,
I
we would
was gonna
still
say they
sell
have the
out
most
85%
passionate.
of games. Yeah,
Montreal's
like
probably the most dedicated fan base I think in NHL. Hard to say that, but those French guys, they got some commitment.
I'd say Edmonton has out west because like I think
Or
we're like we're the classic like rowdy hockey ride or die city. Like we have like mini parades that like the people throw on after playoff wins, like 104th Ave down by Rogers Place. You can't drive down there. Everyone's shouting in the streets, high fiving everyone, blasting
fucking
music.
burnt the
It's
city
a
down
full.
last time we lost in the Cup final. So pretty
That was
passionate.
'06, but yeah, no.
It's still the
It
passion's
did
there,
burn the
man.
city this time, but yeah, no, it is
That was
there.
only conference final. We didn't get to the Cup final, and we didn't take out our starting goalie in game one of the fucking Cup final as
Yeah,
well.
we didn't. Yeah, Bergeron at fight.
What a play, though, man! Like, just what a player.
Like, oh, it's so good because he took him out even though he had no chance of getting the puck or
No,
shooting.
he lost that puck battle all day. Like the guy was
No, he got smoked. He got smoked.
he's either taking out his
Take the
goalie
goal
or
again
getting
if
a
you keep
penalty
going.
shot. Yeah, it was one of the two. Uh,
If you're gonna do anything else, just absolutely two hand him in the back of the fucking ankle. It's '06. There was no weak fucking suspensions like that. Like he'd
literally.
sit in the box for 2 minutes or he'd get a penalty shot. But who fucking
Reffy
cares?
Torres
The
had to
ankle's
murder people on the ice to get a suspension.
it was so much fun watching him in his prime in '06.
Oh man, that guy was
I
an
wouldn't give a
absolute
shit.
animal. 40-game
Guy
suspension, fucking for like just hitting a guy too hard.
Oh well, that's literally when the NHL changed shifts because, like, yeah,
Well, you just don't see that too often. Usually, those bigger suspensions for out of NHL topic. The guy that's absolutely racked up the points so much that he's getting a
like
40 game.
he made a career off leveling guys, man. So like that's his game, and they're trying to phase that game out. So it's like, why not make a statement? 40 games, he still got paid for it, so it wasn't like a fuck you, you're losing salary. It was like a
No,
the
he paid
game's
his fine
changing,
and he gets his
so
modified contract. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. Good little win-win.
I don't know. On that note, I think we got an hour before game time, so
Yeah, no shit. Hey, better make some dinner here.
make some dinner,
Sit
get prepped,
down.
get ready. I'm excited. I'm gonna have this game on like half an hour early, watching warm ups, getting my lineups,
Yeah,
make
I'll
sure they're
watch some
set.
pregame. We'll get on the old Xbox, log into the old Sportsnet,
Oh, 100%. Oh my, I'm fucking
shoot
excited. The
the shit.
season starts today. I start kicking everybody's ass today.
Guy's very confident for making 7 moves before the season started.
You bet. And it only cost me 2 waiver pickups. Boom. Come on,
Oh
how was
yeah.
if no fantasy manager this
But
year
what are
didn't
we doing
grab
for weeklies?
$75? Hello?
I don't want to e-transfer you five. You said you have a 50-cent fee on your fucking e-transfers.
Oh no, I figured that out. I don't know what happened. They changed my fucking account over, but I was like, why did you change my account
It's
over? And they're
it's
like,
like your primary account. Just pay the 15 to like $50, whatever the fuck it is, because you got a limit to everything.
yeah, that's all it was, is my
Yeah,
fees
my
changed.
account, my account's like 24 a month,
I
I
can't
think.
remember what it is. Oh, you transfer me. You don't want to play weeklies. You know, me and Nick are the only ones playing so far. So.
Is it?
Yeah, nobody else is playing.
Okay, well we can fix that.
I just
The other
text
guys will
everybody.
join in once they get
Maybe I should call Shep
in
too.
the groove. I forgot he was playing.
Because I'm gonna have to set his lineups and stuff. But that's gonna be our play. If he doesn't play, I'm just gonna auto set his lineups for the week. Oh, well, Biggie Jones is online, so I think we call her there, Mr. Dallas.
Online, all right.
He just invited me.
Well, I guess we will transition this to the old Xbox, pull up the old laptop, watch some hockey, talk some shit about
Yeah.
work, and yeah,
No,
we'll
this is
wrap
great.
it up. So
Hot Take
thank you for
Central
listening.
1.5,
Yeah,
1.5.
well, we definitely didn't launch a pilot episode that had absolutely god awful audio and was an absolute shit show. So thank you for listening to the official first podcast of Hot Takes Central. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Takes 97, at Instagram at Follow HTC, YouTube just look up Hot Takes Central, and Facebook at Hot Takes Central. All right, thanks again, and that is enough from the fellas, and we will see you tomorrow. And yeah,
He's Dallas. I'm Donny. And this was Hot Take Central.
later, dudes.